Hi students, how are you all? Yes, we are in the end of this lesson. Now we are going to learn structure of DNA. So DNA, RNA, we know that we may saw the structure of DNA, RNA. Yes, like a ribbon, a rotated shape. Okay, helical shape. Yes. So the structure of DNA is revealed by the two scientists Franklin and Wilkinson, okay, by using the X-ray diffraction, by using this X-ray diffraction, they drawn a pattern. By using the X-ray diffraction, they got a diffraction pattern. In the diffraction pattern, they could observe X shape. So that X shape is nothing but that helix, right? And also in that pattern they could be able to see that bottom and top with a heavy black shadow. That heavy black is nothing but we have so many bases used to make this DNA, that staggered bases only showing that heavy black shadows. So after that, followed by them, the next scientist William and another scientist Crick. Yes, Williamson and Crick, Watson and Crick. Okay, these scientists gave the three-dimensional structure of DNA. Yes, so which had some double helical structure. Okay, double helical structure means what? See, which may have two strands. In the two strands, they may have anti-parallel structure. See, like we have one strand, anti-parallel strand. Opposite to that, we have another strand. Okay, they are in three-dimensional structure with so many bonds inside, right? This forming like helical structure, like spring structure. Okay, so because of that helical structure we can say that is nothing but anti-parallel helical structure. Anti-parallel helical structure. And also it is right-handed helix structure. What do you mean right-handed helix structure? It is rotated in right hand side. Okay, so right-handed helical structure, right? Apart from that, we can go inside to that structure. What happened? There are two strands. In between the two strands there are many bases. Okay, already we know that DNA, RNA having certain base like adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine, uracil. Okay, right? DNA we don't have uracil. Yes, of course. Yes, here the right-handed that helix having two type of bases. The outside of this helix structure we have the phosphate group as well as the another group is nothing but deoxyribose. These groups are hydrophilic in nature. What do you mean hydrophilic in nature? They are water attracting character. They are having water attracting character. That water attracting character only called hydrophilic nature. At the same time, if you see inside the helix, okay, which having hydrophobic, right, basic group, what are they? That is nothing but purine as well as pyridine. These are the groups are hydrophobic, that means water repelling character. Okay, so that groups are present inside this helical structure. Okay, right, and also they are having nick in that. What do you mean nick? Some breaker, some shorter and wider space. Okay, so why this means? Because of that, what is that? That is called groove. Okay, major groove and minor groove. Because of opposite pairing, see, pairing of this purine pridimine compounds, they are paired each other, they will form the opposite pairing. Okay, longer pairing and shorter pairing. Because of that, they are forming major groove as well as minor groove. So because of that, it's having like this structure, right? And also we can understand the length within the one turn. What is the length of this one? That is nothing but if you take one turn of this helical structure, it may have 10.5 base groups. How many base groups are present within one turn? 10.5, not 10.5 basic group. That length of that this basic group, that one turn is nothing but 3.4 Armstrong. This is also important. So within this 3.4 Armstrong, that length we may have 10.5 basic groups are arranged. Okay, then followed by we could understand, we can form some other hydrogen bonds also, right? Why? So in between there are adenine, guanine, thymine, like that base groups, nitrogenous basic groups. Okay, that groups are present with anti-parallel arrangement. Between them we may have some hydrogen bond. Because of that hydrogen bond only, they are forming stable character. Okay, stable formation. Yes. So what type of hydrogen bond or how many hydrogen bond may present means, see, the adenine and the thymine forming two double bonds, sorry, two hydrogen bonds. How many hydrogen bonds? Two hydrogen bonds. At the same time, guanine and cytosine between having three hydrogen bonds. Okay, so if you see the structure of all this helical structure closer, see, thymine, adenine, we have only two hydrogen bond. Cytosine, guanine, we have three hydrogen bonds. So because of that bonds only, they are forming stabilized RNA structure. This complementary structure of, because of this hydrogen bond, all these adenine, guanine, that nitrogen bases, they are forming some structure. That stable structure is called complementary base pairing. Because of this hydrogen bond pairing only, they are stable, right? This pairing is called complementary base pairing. Complementary base pairing. So because of this complementary base pairing, they are forming the stabilized structure. Followed by, we must know what are the force or what are the things makes the DNA structure stable. Means one, as you know very well, hydrogen bond, right? And also one interaction we have, that is nothing but base stacking interaction. Because of these two, we can get the strong or stable DNA structure. Okay, right. Now we are going to learn something about RNA. Before that, small hint they are given for hydrogen bond and base stacking interaction. See, this is specific. That means which is a very clear how many hydrogen bonds between adenine, guanine, and also cytosine, thymine, right? Sorry, guanine, cytosine having three hydrogen bonds, adenine, thymine having two hydrogen bonds. Yes. See, in the base stacking bond, that interaction not specific, okay, depending upon that nature it will produce. Yes. Now the structure of RNA, ribose nucleic acid. So ribonucleic acid means which is also similar with the DNA. RNA is similar with DNA, but only the thing, quantity wise, this is high quantity than DNA, right? And also this RNA is present based on, or it makes, or it present, or it is found in two characters or two places. One is cytoplasm, another one is nucleus. So nucleic acid, you know, nucleus, okay, right? Or we can write nucleic acid, that's better to understand. Amount nucleus only given the book also, right? In the cytoplasm, which is present in, what is that? Ribosome, right? RNA having high quantity than DNA, but similar structure. But that RNA found in two things. One is cytoplasm, another one is a nucleus. In the cytoplasm, which is present in or found in ribosome. In the nucleus, which is present in nucleolus. What is that? Nucleolus. Okay. Then, based on its function and their structure, we can divide this RNA into three. One is M. One by one we will go. RNA, small r RNA. What do you mean? Small r RNA, that is nothing but ribosomal RNA. What do you mean ribosomal RNA? We have seen that cytoplasm. In that cytoplasm, ribosomal having that RNA, right? See, in the ribosomal RNA, which doing some transferring or which having the character to protein synthesis, which is used for protein synthesis in the ribose. Only 60% RNA is present in this, remaining 40% only proteins. See, for the synthesis of protein, we are using this, the sense the RNA used to prepare or synthesis the proteins, okay? In the RNA, that means ribosomal RNA, right? Next, ribosomal RNA. The next one is tRNA. See, what do you mean tRNA? Which is used for transfer of certain things, okay? Transfer RNA, right? See, this transfer RNA, which is having present in 73 to 94 nucleotides. See, 2 classes back we have studied about nucleolus, nucleosides, nucleotides. We have studied, you know, that nucleotides we have 73 to 94 in tRNA. What is the function of this tRNA? Which is carry the amino acid. Amino acid it want to carry for synthesis of proteins. See, in the synthesis of protein, we have the RNA only 60%, right? tRNA, which helps for synthesis of protein, which carries the amino acid, right? So, how many counts nucleotides present? The tRNA 73 to 94. So, at last we have mRNA. What do you mean mRNA? Messenger RNA. See, this is important. Yes, we are genetic characters are transferred from uh, elder to younger, right? So here that mRNA only used to carry the or transfer the genetic character. Okay, so here we have small DNA. Along with that, DNA also used. Actually, this mRNA found in DNA. Only the DNA producing this mRNA, right? Because DNA only transferring that our genetic character. Okay, in the DNA produce some RNA, that is nothing but messenger RNA, mRNA, right? So mRNA used to transfer that or carry the genetic character from one generation to another generation. That's why we can say this is transcription. This transferring genetic character is called as transcription. What do you mean transcription? Where that RNA, what type of RNA? mRNA used to transfer its genetic character from one to another form, from one place to another place. That transformation is called the transcription. Okay, and also this carries genetic information from DNA to ribosomes. See, the protein synthesis, the ribosomes, ribosome synthesis the proteins. There, that proteins, new proteins should have that genetic information. So that translation, that transcription takes place. That is also known as translation. So you may get confusion. See, mRNA is found in DNA. DNA used this mRNA to transfer the genetic character. This is called a transcription, right? So where it is transferring to the ribosomes, because there only they are synthesizing the proteins. Okay, so this transformation of genetic character towards the or to the ribosomes are called translation. Okay, so we have finished about the structure of RNA. Now the difference between DNA and RNA. See, what are the difference between DNA and RNA? Very easy. See, first one, the DNA. RNA, which is present in nucleus, mitochondria. But RNA present in cytoplasm, ribosome. Okay, and also we know that this is deoxyribosome. That's why we have D. Ribosome, nucleic acid. Deoxyribosome, nucleic acid. This is ribosome, nucleic acid. The another one, what are the adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine? Here, adenine, the place of thymine, we have uracil, guanine, cytosine is present. And then lifetime is high lifetime, but short-lived. It cannot live for a long time. And then it is easily hydrolyzed with alkali. It cannot easily hydrolyzed. That means it is not react with the base. Okay. At last, it is replicate itself. It can. Okay. The DNA can replicate, but RNA cannot replicate. Okay. So next to that, we are going to learn the DNA fingerprinting. See, this is used in crime scene action. Okay. If any crime happen means you have to find that victim. Okay. So for that we need DNA fingerprinting. So in the DNA fingerprinting is used to find that criminal cases, right? See here what happens. The professor Alec Jeffrey only brought this DNA fingerprinting method. This very useful method to find what are the things you need for this. It may need blood samples or hair, like some other parts of that victim, right? In this method, first we are going to take, or we are going to cut this all these DNA parts. Okay, from this they will extract the DNA. The DNA are cut into smaller fragments. That fragments means small pieces. Okay, so that fragments are taken for that small technique that is called gel electrophoresis. This is taken to the next step, gel electrophoresis. So electrophoresis, electroosmosis you may study in that surface chemistry. Yes, gel electrophoresis. After that we are going to spread over the nylon like surface, that means nylon plate we will say, right? So the nylon seeds, okay, nylon seeds we have to spread out this. After that we are going to do the process that is blotting. So we have to, blotting means in that we'll make so many columns. In that column we'll compare all the arrangement of DNA. After we will get certain pattern. Okay, so in the pattern we can compare by using X-ray film. We have to use the X-ray film. Next to the plotting method, the remaining thing we will mix with the X-ray film. Okay, that X-ray film will produce or bring the pattern of DNA that will compare with the others DNA. Anyone having similar DNA structure, we can confirm he is the victim for that. Okay, then we can use for this DNA fingerprinting in many judicial action. The last before question, what is that? It's also easy but somewhat bigger in the chemical reactions. Okay, first one, biological function of nucleic acid. Biological function of nucleic acid. So biological function means how that nucleic acids involved in the chemical reactions. Okay, first one, based on that we have three kind of reaction. First one is energy carrier. One, so in the energy carrier we can simply write ATP. Okay, so more expansion you can get it from biology teachers. Okay, energy carrier. So energy carrier means which is used for energy carrier. We know that phosphate group, ribose, deoxyribo group, as well as with adenine group. Okay, so how the structure you can draw? Phosphate group, which is connected with the sugar, ribose structure. Deoxyribose. So here this oxygen connected here, hydrogen, then hydrogen, sorry, OH, top we have hydrogen, and then we have oxygen here. Next to that it is connected with what? Our adenine compound. What is the adenine compound? Here 5-member ring. See, you may feel difficult to draw, but we have to. Nitrogen is present and also it is an 5-member ring. So 5-member ring is having double bonds here, right? Followed by we have 6-member ring. In that 6-member ring also we have NH2 group. Here we have NH2 group, amine group, then nitrogen, followed by another nitrogen is present here, right? So this is adenine structure. So nitrogenous base adenine along with sugar, then phosphate group. This structure only acting as a energy carrier. Okay. See adenine group, ATP, phosphate group, and also where is that adenine? That sugar group as well as phosphate, ATP, energy carrier, also called ATP. A for adenine, then P for the sugar group, deoxyribose, then P for phosphate. Followed by we have a big structure. Okay, see it will take long time. That's why I'm showing the book. Listen carefully. We have mercaptoethylamine. Okay, mercaptoethylamine up to here. One side SH group, sulfate group, another side CH2 with amine group, which is connected with the long chain carbon, that is pantothenic acid. Pantothenic acid. Pantothenic acid means one side we have acid group, another side we have the trimethyl group, followed by hydroxy and amide group. Amide means what? You must know at least that small thing. If you know, you could understand. But you should remember this also what? Peptide linkage. Okay. So peptide linkage also in between that. Followed by we have the diphosphate, because the next one is coenzyme. That coenzyme also denoted with different symbols, A, N, D, as well as FAD. Okay, all those things are present means that's why we have this longest structure. Okay, just you follow the book for the structure, because if I write it will take long time. At last we have chemical messenger. Yes, in the chemical messenger also we have cyclic AMP. This simply you can write cyclic AMP. C for cyclic. Okay. This is easiest structure only. Phosphate group with one sugar group. Okay. So how will you write? See here CH2OH. That O is connected with the phosphate group. Then here HOH. Here also HOH. At last hydrogen is again connected with the adenine, but which is not given the structure. Just they are saying here you want to add adenine compound. Okay. Then here also connected with the phosphate group. Okay. So biological function of nucleic acid takes place in 3 categories. Okay, first energy carrier, which carries the energy. Next, which is used as a coenzyme, cofactor for enzyme reaction, catalytic reaction it can use. The third one, which is used to transfer the message, so used as a chemical messenger. Okay, at last we are going to learn about hormones. So hormones is nothing but we need certain gland hormone segregation, but why we want means many biological things or biological functions are carried out by hormones. Okay, so hormones means what? See, certain small tissue present in our body which segregates some liquid like gland. The glands are segregating some liquids. Okay, they used for many biological function. What type of biological function? Digestion, as well as blood pressure, blood volume, and then we can say hunger, that we should have a hunger, or we can have eating behavior. Okay, all those things that small things are induced by certain liquid that is segregated by certain glands. Because of that glands only we are doing all those things. Okay, even for many things. Okay, if you have any other feelings, okay, all this induced by certain liquid that is secreted by the glands, that is only called hormone inducing glands. Okay, so what are the hormone inducing glands? We have endocrine glands. Endocrine. In that endocrine, what are the important glands you want? Pituitary. The second one is pineal, thymus, thyroid. Anything else missing? Pituitary, thymus gland, yes, pancreas. So these are the glands or takes place a vital role for many biological function in that body or human, that means living organism. Okay, particularly animals. Okay, in that endocrine, these all are belongs to endocrine. Yes, and also we have another type. See here also, based on the distance, right? These all the glands segregating some liquids, you know, that hormones. Okay, that hormone segregation is based on its working nature. It may work for a long time, or it may work a certain area, or only in particular cell. Based on that, we have three categories. One is, as usual, already I told you, endocrine. Endocrine means this kind of hormones are used stream of blood. In the stream of blood, stream of blood. In the stream of blood, the glands are mixed together. If you see this,